Coconut milk is supposed to be the one canned product where the math is simple. Coconut, water, done. But the $430 million coconut milk aisle has quietly become one of the most misleading sections in the American grocery store. On the front, a large tropical coconut, soft watercolor palm leaves, the words natural, organic, dairy-free, and plant-based, doing an enormous amount of unpaid labor. On the back, in 6-point font, a completely different conversation. Water listed first, gums added to hold it together. A preservative disclosure the FDA requires for one reason only: breathing safety. This is not a claim that any coconut milk is unsafe. It is a comparison of what the label promises, what the ingredients reveal, and whether the price fits what is inside. Today, 10 brands to put back on the shelf, then 5 that are actually coconut milk. Number 10. So delicious dairy-free coconut milk. The wellness carton? Sold in the dairy aisle at Whole Foods and Sprouts for $6. The coconut tree on the front is not selling coconut. It is selling the feeling that you already made the healthy choice for everyone else. For the family that reads labels. Now read the back. Filtered water is first ingredient, then coconut cream, then gellan gum, locust bean gum, and natural flavors. That last line is not an ingredient. It is a legal category, permitted to conceal glutamate compounds and processed sodium without naming them. The flavored vanilla carries 22 to 28 grams of added sugar per cup. A Coca-Cola has 26. You are holding a sweetened beverage in a coconut costume. Open it. Artificial vanilla hits before any coconut. A slick, adhesive film stays on the lips after the swallow. That is the gum system breaking down, not cream. For anyone managing blood pressure, that concealed sodium can lift systolic readings within hours of a single serving. For anyone managing A1C, 28 grams of liquid sugar works directly against the same morning you bought this to fix. That carton is doing more work than the coconut inside. But the next carton charges $7 and contains even less coconut than this one. Number 9. Silk coconut milk. The half-gallon that signals heart healthy from across the refrigerator. Stocked at eye level to communicate mainstream trust. If so delicious is wellness, silk is consensus. Ingredient panel: less than 2% actual coconut cream. Everything else is filtered water, gellan gum, locust bean gum, and in older formulations still in circulation, carrageenan. The sweetened versions add 8 to 14 grams of sugar per cup. The vitamin D is synthetic D2, not D3. Past 50, that distinction is not small. D3 absorbs significantly more efficiently for bone density and immune function. Pour it into hot coffee, and it curdles at the edges, the gellan failing under heat. The chalky aftertaste that stays on the tongue is locust bean gum. The faint metallic note underneath is the synthetic vitamin solution. For anyone on metformin for type 2 diabetes, published research links carrageenan to reduced absorption of that exact drug and to intestinal inflammation. The creamer chosen for health may be working against the prescription taken for the same reason. 2% coconut, $7, sold to people who thought they made the smarter swap. But the next white can hides its compromise not on the label, but in a place the label never has to mention. Number 8. Thai Kitchen coconut milk. The clean white can with blue script at Walmart, Kroger, and Target. Simple, approachable, weeknight curry. Authentic is implied without ever being claimed. What the front does not say: Thai Kitchen is owned by McCormick, the spice conglomerate. That context would explain the formula, so it is not provided. The standard non-organic version contains guar gum and cans not certified BPA free. The bigger issue sits outside the can. FDA import alerts have repeatedly flagged Thai coconut shipments for sulfite residues, preservatives used during processing that do not always appear on the finished label. The can opens with a sharp acidic edge under the coconut. A few bites in, a sting at the back of the throat most people blame on chili. Sulfite sensitivity becomes more common with age. For anyone with asthma or COPD, sulfites can narrow airways within minutes. For anyone on ACE inhibitors for blood pressure, sulfites can trigger an unexpected pressure drop that resembles a fainting episode, not a food reaction. Authentic on the front, flagged in the regulatory record on the back. But the next slim can sells the same dilution as premium, just in a smaller package. Number 7. A taste of Thai coconut milk. The slim can. Restaurant quality positioning. Aimed at the home cook who wants Bangkok in 20 minutes and is willing to pay for it. Independent analysis of imported Thai coconut products has detected traces of inorganic phosphate additives, compounds added to extend shelf life and stabilize texture, not naturally present in coconut, introduced to keep thin product from looking thin. The light version is worse. Thinned with water and additional stabilizers, it dilutes the medium-chain fatty acids that give coconut milk its only genuine nutritional value. You pay for coconut, you get phosphate water with most of the lauric acid, the immune-supporting fat that makes coconut milk worth buying, removed to hit a price point. For anyone managing chronic kidney disease, affecting a significant share of Americans over 65, added inorganic phosphates accelerate bone mineral loss and vascular calcification. Aging kidneys cannot clear the excess. The body pulls calcium from bone and stiffens arteries. You are taking statins to keep flexible. The slim can looks premium. The contents are diluted, but the next blue and yellow can has held trust for 3 generations, which is exactly why its formula matters more than its price. Number 6. Goya coconut milk. The blue and yellow can. Not bought because of advertising, but because of trust built over decades in Hispanic households. Grandmothers reach for it. Daughters reach for it. Granddaughters are reaching for it now. That is not brand loyalty. That is inheritance. Ingredient analysis flags polysorbate 60, an industrial emulsifier linked in animal studies to gut inflammation, placed quietly next to guar gum on the label. Open it. A grayish-white film at the top, faint chemical undertone beneath the sweetness. That is not cream separating. That is stabilizers drifting in fatty water. The cans have historically been lined with BPA, which migrates into fatty, acidic contents like coconut milk, and migration speeds up when the can sits on a warm pantry shelf for weeks, exactly where most families store it. For anyone with IBS or on blood thinners, polysorbate 60 can compromise the gut lining, and guar gum can slow medication absorption by coating the intestine. BPA mimics estrogen at the hormonal level, disrupting endocrine signaling in ways that take years to show up on a panel. $1 billion a year, same emulsifier system. But the next tall can sells you water first and calls it cream. Number 5. Savoy coconut cream. The tall can that promises extra rich, extra thick. The label says coconut cream. The price says premium at $3.49. The expectation is density. Flip it. Water is the first ingredient. Coconut extract is 19%. Then guar gum, polysorbate 60, carboxymethyl cellulose. 3 industrial stabilizers to hold together what 19% coconut cannot. It pours thin, separates within minutes, tastes flat after the first second because there is not enough coconut to carry flavor past the initial hit. You bought cream. You bought thickened water. For anyone managing cholesterol or on statins, that water-to-fat stretch removes the lauric acid ratio you came for while keeping the saturated fat perception, the worst of both sides. You lose the functional fat, you keep the number on the lab report. You paid for the word cream, you received the word water. But the next house brand makes you pay for the store's reputation, not the coconut inside. Number 4. 365 by Whole Foods. Coconut milk, the house brand of the store that built its identity on cleaner food. Just bearing the Whole Foods label tells your brain someone already checked for you. Here is what that trust is resting on. 365 coconut milk is co-packed by third-party manufacturers in Thailand. The same import region regulators have flagged for undisclosed sulfite residues in coconut products. Same processing infrastructure, same region, different sticker. Guar gum inside. Independent analysis places actual coconut content at approximately 60%. Better brands deliver 80% or higher. At 60%, the rest is water and stabilizer price to reflect the store, not the contents. The cream is thinner, it separates faster, the flavor fades after a second because 60% cannot sustain it. Lauric acid is present only in proportion to coconut. For anyone over 55 relying on medium-chain fats for metabolic support, 60% delivery means 40% of the nutrition you budgeted for never arrives. while the sodium and gum load remains exactly the same. Same factory, different trust premium, but the next orange can was pulled from Costco for a reason no label will ever print. Number 3. Chaokoh coconut milk, the orange and white can with the smiling coconut. Until 2021, a Costco staple, sought out for its custardy thickness. The thickness was real, so was the reason it disappeared. In 2021, Costco, Wegmans, and Stop & Shop pulled Chaokoh. Investigations and confirmation from the Thai government established forced monkey labor. Pigtailed macaques taken as infants, chained and trained to throw coconuts for shifts up to 16 hours a day. Chaokoh did not disappear. It shifted to smaller retailers and online platforms where fewer shoppers saw the headlines. The can itself adds the second problem. Tests have shown BPA migration. Fat absorbs BPA faster than water. Coconut cream is almost entirely fat. Every additional week in a warehouse means more migration into the product. At the hormonal level, BPA mimics estrogen, interfering with insulin signaling. Especially problematic for adults who are pre-diabetic or managing insulin resistance with diet. That thick cream you loved is fat that has been sitting in a BPA-lined can for months before it reaches your pantry. The smiling coconut kept smiling after the recall. But the next earth-toned can tells you it solved the BPA problem while quietly swapping it for another. Number 2. Native Forest coconut milk, the regular can. The earth-toned label at Whole Foods, aimed at the shopper who already reads ingredient panels and pays extra to avoid BPA. This shopper does the work. Native Forest built its reputation on BPA-free cans. That claim is technically accurate. It is also half the picture. Independent testing by the Clean Label Project found measurable bisphenol S, BPS, in the same cans. The industry swapped one bisphenol for another and called it an upgrade. Published research is raising the same endocrine concerns for BPS, comparable insulin resistance and thyroid disruption. The panel also contains guar gum. Guar gum can reduce levothyroxine absorption, the most prescribed thyroid medication in the United States, by up to 30% within a single dose window. Morning thyroid pill plus lunchtime Native Forest curry means you are not getting the full dose you swallowed. The shopper most likely to buy this can is the shopper most likely to be on that exact medication. They read everything on the label. The chemical name was buried in a corporate document, but the number one can is the $3 cult favorite that recipe blogs never stopped recommending. Number 1. Trader Joe's Coconut Cream. The $3 can with a cult following, tagged in food blogs, recommended in cooking communities with genuine enthusiasm. The aesthetic is approachable. The disclosure is not. Here is what is actually in it. Potassium metabisulfite. A sulfite preservative the FDA requires disclosed for one specific reason. Sulfites are associated with serious, sometimes life-threatening reactions. Hives, throat constriction, asthma attacks, anaphylaxis. The ingredient is listed in small print where trust makes you skip. Open it. Beneath coconut, a sharp chemical note that does not belong. A few spoonfuls in, a scratch at the back of the throat. An hour later, a headache most people attribute to stress or spice. The cans are also not certified BPA-free, placing it in the same category as every industrial brand, just with a more approachable price and a smaller store. Sulfite sensitivity grows more common with age. By 60, roughly 1 in 10 adults experiences some form. For anyone on corticosteroids for arthritis or COPD, or with adult-onset asthma, which frequently develops in the 5th or 6th decade, a weeknight curry from this can be enough to trigger a reaction or blunt the medication it was meant to control. $3, a cult following, and a required by law disclosure, while the blogs keep recommending it. If this is useful so far, subscribe to Truth Bites and comment with the coconut milk brand currently in your pantry. I want to know which can just move to your avoid list. Now, 5 brands that made fundamentally different decisions. Same cost pressures, same shelf competition, better coconuts instead of more additives. Number 5. Native Forest Organic Simple Coconut Milk. Same parent company as number 2 on the avoid list. Completely different product. That distinction is the point. The company knows how to make it clean, and when it wants to, it does. Ingredients: organic coconut, water, nothing else. No guar, no gellan, no polysorbate, no natural flavors. Cans documented as both BPA-free and BPS-free with third-party testing published. USDA, organic and non-GMO project verified. It pours thick, nearly solid at room temperature. That is what real coconut cream does before it is cut with stabilizers. $4 to $5 a can, about $1 more than the avoids. The absence of guar means levothyroxine absorbs as intended. For a thyroid patient, that $1 buys back the full dose. A simple ingredient list that actually respects the shopper who reads it. But the next can delivers that same simplicity for $1 less. Number 4. Natural Value Organic Coconut Milk. Family run since 2015. The quiet can that never tried to be premium. Organic coconut, water. BPA-free lining verified. The difference shows in the percentage. Where 365 delivered 60% coconut. Natural value is measured at 78%. The liquid is bright white, not gray. The aroma is clean tropical with no chemical edge. It heats without curdling because there is no gum system to fail. At $2.89 to $3.49, it undercuts most of the avoid list while delivering more coconut per ounce. No hidden sodium, no sulfite disclosure needed, no trade-off between price and purity. It never had a marketing budget. It had a better coconut. But the next brand proves that if you must use a gum, there is a right way to do it. Number 3. Edward & Sons Let's Do Organic Coconut Milk. The Tetra Pak mindset in a can. Organic coconut, water, organic guar from a single minimal dose. The one gum used as food, not as structural repair. No polysorbate, no carrageenan, no sulfites, no flavors. The difference shows in the numbers. No BPA. The carton version eliminates the liner entirely. Coconut content measured at 80% or higher. Texture holds in hot curry. Emulsifies smooth the way coconut milk has in Southeast Asian kitchens for centuries before industrial gums arrived. $3.49 and widely available. The supply chain is documented organic, not the flag tie import pool the avoids share. You taste coconut, not chemistry. One minimal gum, properly sourced, not 3 to hide dilution. But the next option removes the need for any liner discussion at all. Number 2. Savoy Organic Coconut Cream. Tetra Pak. Not the Savoy cream from the avoid list. The organic Tetra version. Finding a cleaner ingredient list matters, but the smarter move is removing the can altogether. Tetra eliminates BPA and BPS at the source. No metal lining, no migration into fat over months on a shelf. Ingredients: coconut extract, water, no gums, no stabilizers, no sulfites. Lab analyses show 82% coconut. The cream moves slowly, coats the glass, dissolves without separation. For anyone on thyroid, blood pressure, or corticosteroids, the absence of guar and sulfites removes the interaction variables entirely. $3.29 a carton. You use what you need, seal it, and put it back. No half-open rusting can in the fridge. No liner to consider. The format is the fix. But the number 1 option delivers the highest coconut with that same fix. Number 1. Aroy D Pure Coconut Milk. Tetra Pak. The most effective decision in this aisle is not a better label. It is getting rid of the can. Aroy D and shelf-stable Tetra cartons eliminates the contamination pathway that runs through nearly every avoid on this list. Ingredients: coconut extract, water, no gums, no stabilizers, no sulfites, no carrageenan. Lab analyses consistently show 85% coconut. The Whole Foods. 365 was 60%. The gap is enough to taste in every recipe. Pour it, it coats the glass. Heat it, and it emulsifies smooth, no foam, no separation. 0 sulfites for growing sensitivity, 0 guar for thyroid absorption, 0 hidden sodium for blood pressure. $2.99 a carton, less than several avoids, higher coconut than almost anything else on the shelf. The label finally tells the truth because there is nothing to hide. That's the safe list. But the point was never to hand you 5 names. It was to teach you how to read the back of any can. The coconut milk aisle is designed around one goal: stopping you from ever reading the back of the can before it lands in your cart. So here are 4 rules to take with you. Rule 1. Check what comes right after coconut. If water is first and coconut is 17 to 19%, you bought coconut water, not coconut milk. Rule 2. Watch for added gums. If you see guar, gellan, locust bean, or carrageenan, the coconut to water ratio was too weak. That gum is there for structure, not flavor. Rule 3. Look for potassium metabisulfite or sulfites. Pure coconut does not need a breathing reaction disclosure to stay stable. Rule 4. Natural flavor in a product whose job is to taste like coconut means the coconut alone could not get it done. At the end of the day, the brands that deserve your money have nothing on that ingredient list they would rather you not look at. Once you understand what the label is really telling you, that aisle never looks the same again. Subscribe to Truth Bites and drop a comment. Tell me which can you are switching away from and what you are switching to. Next up, we are heading into the grass-fed butter aisle. After that one, the block in your fridge is not going to look the same.